What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is going to be the third and final part of this build series. So the video is going to be a little bit longer. We are moving right along with the build. We have a bunch of stuff done already, as you guys can see. I will be showing the process on those parts here in a little bit. Right now we're going to start cleaning up all the mating surfaces and go ahead and I'm going to teach you guys how to install a facer limiter kit or a lockout kit for, certain cam kits. Some people might need it, some people might not. So this might be useful information for a few of y'all. If you don't feel comfortable doing any of this type of work, you can go ahead and hit me up. You guys already know you can contact me via my IG. I will be linking it down in the description once again. Any questions, any concerns, any tips that you guys need, you can go ahead and DM me, or you can go ahead and comment under this video. Like I said, not many people will need to know that information, as they do sell other cams that are no spring required, no tune required cams, which are, completely fine for the people that are just wanting to stay within the budget and delete the MDS, which the MDS system is what turns on and off half of your lifters, which is what causes the cams to go bad. The oiling system on these Hemis are not the best, so the lifters up top don't get enough oil. They end up seizing. The rollers end up breaking or falling in the engine, which in turn it ends up eating up the cam lobe, and then you start getting misfire codes. It's not running right. You're wasting a lot of gas. It's, it starts ticking a lot. So those are just the telltale signs of a cam going bad. So guys, when you are trying to delete the MDS system on these Hemis, you will need a tune, as you will have to replace all of the lifters for Hellcat lifters, which are non-MDS, which in turn that's why it's called MDS delete. These are the solenoids up here. If you are deleting it, you can just leave the solenoids in place, as they will be getting turned off via the tune, or you can get the actual plugs that go in here. Either way, it's the same thing. It's not gonna hurt it if you just leave the actual plugs plugged in. I am getting ready to pull the engine. I'm gonna be installing the Edge 4000 install. I am pre-filling it right now with 8/9 speed Mopar fluid. I only recommend using the OEM fluid, as the other multi-vehicle ATF it's not really the best. You can use it, but only if you're starting from scratch, as if your transmission has no oil in it. You cannot be mixing the regular Mopar OEM fluid with a multi-vehicle ATF fluid, which the multi-vehicle will be red. The Mopar fluid is going to be more in the clear side of things. After I do remove the engine and I install the stall, I will be putting the engine back in, cleaning all the surfaces for the heads, and I will be showing you guys how to do the springs, the valve springs in both the heads. Well, maybe just in one head, because it's repetitive. It's the same thing for all 16 springs. I will be doing the whole kit on it, so you guys will be seeing that process here in a little bit. After that, it could come back together, and then pretty much it's just putting everything the way I took it off. For me, it's a pretty easy process, but for a lot of you guys, you might, not know how to do it, or might not want to do this much work to your own truck. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with it. If you don't have the time, if you'd rather pay somebody to do it, it's nothing wrong with it. For the people that want to hit me up for it, like I said, link is in the description. But yeah, you should be very careful with the timing. If it's even one tooth off, it could be very catastrophic. You could shear the pin on the cam, which I've seen happen several times. And if you do some research on some of the Facebook forums, you will see that a lot of people that try to do it themselves have caused failures like that, which in turn you have to buy a new cam. You have to buy pretty much everything again. if it's not too bad. If it's catastrophic failure, then you're gonna have to buy a whole entire short block, and sometimes even a long block, because the heads will be messed up, the valves will be touching the pistons. A lot of stuff could go wrong. So if you are doing this yourself, be very careful with the timing. Make sure you mark it very well. You're atop that center and you know what you're doing. As long as you know what you're doing here on the timing side of things, then everything else should go smooth. Like I said, if you don't feel comfortable with it, don't do it. Pay somebody to do it. You know, bite the bullet. It is kind of pricey, but if you're wanting to do this and you want to extend the life of your vehicle, you know, whether it's a Ram or a Charger, Challenger, any Mopar product with the Hemi, it's very well recommended. But yeah, guys, enough of that rant. We're gonna go ahead and start with the rest of the process here, and I'm gonna be showing you guys how that goes, so stay tuned. All right, guys, we're gonna get started with this face limiter. So first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna wanna mark the bolt that's directly where the cam pin goes, directly opposite of that. You're gonna mark it with an X. That's gonna be the bolt that you're not gonna remove. And then the tool will go in the hole that you can see the pin on. So there will be a pin here, which is going to be the one that you don't remove, this one, and the other one that you'll be able to see is going to be right here. So you're going to slip the tool over it. You're going to tighten it. It doesn't have to be all the way tight, but you're going to want to get yourself a T30, and you're going to want to tighten it a little bit. Once you tighten it a little bit, the tension's off the spring. You can go ahead and flip it around. You're gonna go ahead and get yourself a T25. And you're gonna loosen the one that you're not supposed to take off. Just a little loose. Next, you're gonna take off the dowel one, which is gonna be this one. It's gonna be longer than the rest. Go ahead and place it down in the order that you're taking them off. As you can see, that one's shorter than the first one that we told the tuck out. That one as well. And then that one as well. So the only long one is going to be the one that we took the spring tension off of. You're going to go ahead and flip it. So we're going to go ahead and install the limiter. It's going to go right here. All you got to do is swing it back, line up the bolts, and then you're going to put them back in the way they came out. And that's pretty much it. You tighten them, you torque them, and this cam facer, it's ready to go. Once you got those back tightened and torqued, you can go ahead and remove the tool with the T30. And then we are ready to go. That's pretty much the process. It's not really too hard. But if you don't know what you're doing, then you definitely could hurt something. If the spring unwinds, then the whole facer is done. You cannot wind it back up. You will need a new one. So you gotta be careful and you gotta make sure that you're doing it correctly. Other than that, the facer is done. Go ahead and stay tuned for the next part. And we're back, guys. And as you can see, I'm almost done with the truck. I forgot to record a bunch of the process of it. I honestly just started working pretty late and I decided to just crank it out. So I missed the whole process of doing the valve springs and then the porting on the intake manifold and the throttle body, torquing the heads down and all that good stuff. But here she is, pretty much. It's pretty much done. I'm waiting to do the headlights and the grille, and then put the VariRam intake right on top. I ended up taking off all the wiring that was here, kind of, you know, in the way of everything, and we'll be cleaning that up and putting it back on later. I did end up stopping the project for a couple of days because we were waiting on a water pump and a radiator, which we already got and we installed. We cleaned everything up pretty much and it looks a lot better now. We're gonna be doing a different grill than the one it had. Same headlights, but I haven't put that on yet. And this is pretty much it. Oh yeah, we're also waiting on a little filter that goes on here since he has a VariRam. He had this open before, so you know, it wasn't a good idea to have that open. But as you can see, it's back together. There was nothing really going on with it, nothing wrong with it, so the process was pretty smooth. Right now we're gonna go ahead and finish it up and then wait on Jay Green to send me the file for the tune. It's gonna be running 93 and it should be running pretty good. I will be having the truck for a little while, probably about a month. The owner left it here with me. He's out of town currently, so I'll be, you know, doing some more content with the truck. I'll be taking it out to meets, trying to get a couple of runs in with, you know, other Rams, either with comparable setups or bigger setup, just to see how it does. Like I said, this is a 4x4. It is on a skinny in the front, but I believe the owner is going to be sending the new front wheels and new tires for rear and front. Later on, he's going to be doing axles, hubs, and then replacing the upper and lower control arm as well with the struts. He's going to be redoing the whole front end suspension. I believe he's going to be doing Vikings in the rear, so that should be helping it transfer weight a little better. But other than that, the truck is done. We won't be hearing it chop here today on this video, but stay tuned for that last video. I'll be doing some pulls and some data logging, probably taking it to a meet either later that day or at a later day. But you guys are going to be seeing more of this truck on the channel. But for now, this is it. I appreciate everybody watching. If there's any questions, concerns, or you guys got any work that you want to get done, go ahead and hit me up on my Instagram. You can also drop a comment down below. Don't forget to like it, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends. Like I said, I appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned for the next video.